All right, so we are going to focus today on how can you bring your parents to the United States. And as usual, we are live on multiple platforms. If I look, there is Facebook, there is Instagram, there is YouTube, and there is TikTok. Hi, guys. We get most of the engagement on TikTok, so feel free to put your questions in the messages, and I will address as many as I can during my time here with you guys. So good to see you. And let's focus first on the topic that I wanted to talk to you today while you are posting your questions so I can address them. Okay. So, how can you bring your parents to the United States? And it really depends. I'm assuming that most people are talking about bringing your parents to the United States to remain in the United States and to be here permanently. If that is the case, only US citizens can petition for their parents to come to the United States on a permanent basis with a green card. Okay, so only US citizens can do that. That does not mean that your parents don't have options on their own to immigrate to the United States. Perhaps you're not a US citizen yet. You are maybe just a permanent resident, but you still want your parents here. Maybe your parents have an option to come to the United States on their own, and that could be through investment, through employment. Okay, it could be many other ways to come to the United States. Your parents can also win the green card lottery and come here on their own. So just because you're not a US citizen yet doesn't mean your parents can't become permanent residents on their own and they depend on you. So that's first. Second, let's talk about bringing your parents here on a temporary basis. Again, your parents may have their own options where they can apply on their own for an investor visa, for a tourist visa, student visa, whatever it is. We just had actually a couple. He was 46 years old, already had a college degree, and he wanted to do a master's in the United States. So it doesn't matter. Their daughter was not a US citizen yet. It was a little bit more complicated than that, but she wasn't eligible for citizenship yet. She couldn't apply. So, this was one way that the parent found to be with their daughter. Okay. So, it's always a good option, especially temporarily, if you can afford to pay for the school. There are all bunch of other options temporarily. However, the one thing that I want to tell you guys about is when you yourself, the permanent resident or US citizen, you initially came to the United States either illegally or you overstayed your visa, or depending on what process you have been, it could the consular officer, when they are looking at your parents' application or the rest of your family applications, tourist visa, student visa, and so on, they will look at your own immigration history and they will decide, based on your immigration history, they will decide that the entire family is going to do the same. So if you ever just cross the border, um, overstayed your visa, those are red flags. All right. So keep that in mind. And that's pretty much my topic for the day. Let's see what questions we have. I don't see any on Facebook and YouTube yet. So let's go with TikTok. All right. My favorite people. Let's see. All right. Let me scroll because I missed a bunch apparently. Let's see. Okay. If you put your question once, you don't need to do it again. I will get to it. We are still early in the process. And putting it more than one time, really, it's not going to do you any good. So on my account, it says 5 weeks until a decision. Is it accurate? Here is the way you have to look at that. When the government says there is X amount of days or X amount of weeks, or you can only file an inquiry on this date, or we are now processing cases, it takes 16 months. They're not saying that 100% of the cases will be processed in that period of time. They are saying 80% of their cases are generally being processed in that period of time. So, Belly, what does that mean to you? Okay. That means that 80% chances are that it's accurate. But you could be the 20%, and there is no way to know that until the 5 weeks pass, and then you can file an inquiry. Okay? It depends also on the type of application you have. Okay? I have a permanent residence card and it was expired, and I had to come back from the border. Well, if you cannot prove that you are a permanent resident, or you had an application pending, the government will consider that you abandoned your residency if your card expired, and they will not necessarily all the time allow you back in. Most of the time they do. Okay, but you said at the border, you didn't say at the airport. How did you get to the border? What else did you have on your possession? Who else was present there with you? Also, how did your card expire? How long were you outside the United States? Were you outside the United States 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years? What's going on? As a permanent resident, if you maintain your ties to the United States, you still had an apartment here, you had car insurance, you had a job here, and so on. Even if your card expired, you could go and apply for a returning resident visa. Okay? So you might want to consult with an experienced immigration attorney to see what your options are at this point. And I'm hoping that when you are at the border, you did not sign that you're abandoning your residency. Because if you did that, you have to start from zero. What happens if you marry a US citizen but have a pending AOS case through a US citizen child? Well, your AOS case through a US citizen child shouldn't take too long. Depends on when you filed it, okay? And it doesn't matter. The child can petition for you whether you are married or not. You just have to disclose to the government when you go to the interview. You can, in certain circumstances, supplement your filing. You can also have your spouse petition for you just in case, but usually the US citizen child is the better option anyway. All right. If you want, we can review your case, give us a call, book a consultation, send us all the documents, and we can see if there are any red flags or what is it that you can do. If it's been pending too long, you might want to do something about it, because AOS through a US citizen child doesn't take that long. She gave me a new alien number when I came inside. I applied and they sent me a receipt. So are they going to send me my card? If she gave you a brand new alien number, then you have a problem, okay? And then how did she allow you in? Okay, how did she allow you in? Did she parole you? Did she allow you as an LPR? What does it say on the stamp on your passport? Admitted as LPR. What exactly does it say? It really depends. They might not send you your card. How long does it take for asylum-based green cards? Oh my goodness, forever, really. Hoping you're applied already, you can really go to the USCIS's website and see. You can actually put the application type there. So in your case, it would be 485 because, it's a green card application. And then you would put asylum-based application, the place where you applied, based on grant of asylum more than a year ago. And depending when you applied, let's say you applied the Texas Service Center, it says 36 and a half months. Okay, so that means 80% of their cases are going to be approved or denied or processed within 36 and a half months. That's 3 years. During that period of time, you will get a work permit. Okay, so you should be fine. Is it true when a green card holder files for a spouse, it can take up to 4 years? Yes, it is. Anything with immigration these days is slow. Hi, I'm petitioning my stepdaughter. Hi, Queen. And it has been a year and we didn't receive anything yet. Well, when you say you're petitioning for your stepdaughter, I'm assuming you are the US citizen and you and her father have married before she turned 18. And if that is the case, she is an immediate relative. So you can go to, so your daughter is already 19. At the time you were married, at the time you married her father, was she still under the age of 18? Okay, let me know. You can see the status online, how long it takes. It does take a long time. So if you file the I-130, you're trying to bring her here, I'm assuming, right? So you are a US citizen filing for, she's under 21, child, let's say, which service center? I don't know which service center you applied. It says 10 and a half months. It shouldn't take longer than that if it's in California. Let's see what they have in the other service centers. Yeah, it's about the same. How long is for 701A? I don't do 701A, so I wouldn't know. Sorry. How long does SIJ EAD work card take? Any work permit right now takes 7 to 9 months minimum. Baby saying, if a person is on green card and wants to bring their parents to US for a tourist visa, okay, what is the question? Just let them go and apply for a tourist visa. If the consulate where they reside, they are actually processing tourist visas, and they can show that they have sufficient ties back home, and it is very likely that they are going to return there, they will get the visa. Now, if you got your green card and you were here and documented for a long period of time, and you came here and you overstayed your visa, or you crossed the border, they might have some red flags, all right? All right. How long TPS can give you green card? I don't understand your question. Can you please be more specific? That's for Tunkara. How long can TPS can get you a green card? If you are on TPS, TPS is a temporary protective status. You do not get the green card through TPS, and I'm sure you know that. So what we need to look at is, okay, you want to apply for a green card. How are you going to do that? Are you going to marry a citizen, permanent resident? How are you going to do that? You can also get it theoretically through employment, depending on how you enter the country and if you have any unlawful presence accumulated before you got your TPS. Can I get the pardon to leave the country if I came here as a minor through marriage? I don't understand the fact pattern. Okay, so you came into the United States as a minor, and I'm assuming through your parents' marriage, not your marriage, and you want to leave the United States. Do you want to leave temporarily? Do you want to leave permanently? What is your current status? Do you have an application pending? Where exactly are you in the process? What kind of process? I don't have enough information. Are they going to process I-485 without an I-94? In very, very limited cases. It's called the Quintalan entry, and basically it's if you can prove to USCIS that you were waived in. In other words, you entered and you were allowed in, basically you waived in. Okay, you have to actually prove that, and that's very hard to prove. The only other way is if you're here inspected and paroled. Other than that, you need to show admission, and the admission is proven by the I-94. I'm gonna start my real estate business and buy properties to make my green card process faster. Good luck with that, okay? Let me know exactly how you're going to do that. What exactly are you thinking? Because the way you just said it there, it's not going to make your green card process go any faster. What's the basis for your green card process? Are you saying you are investing? What are you going to do with the properties? Are they going to be long-term vacation rentals? Are they commercial property? Are they residential? Airbnb these days, they are all being denied. So what exactly is your plan? Because I don't understand from there, okay? But no matter what, I wish you good luck. You are very entrepreneurial, and I have to appreciate that. How long it takes after USCIS is asking for medical examination to make final decision. So since they asked for your medical examination, I'm assuming you have a green card application pending. And if they ask for it, they are considering you for a waiver of the interview. Okay, so they might approve it without an interview. Is that a guarantee? No. You could still be called for an interview. USCIS will make a decision when USCIS wants to make a decision. I wish it was different, but it's not. Okay. So hopefully they'll accept your medical examination. If that is the only thing that they requested, hopefully as soon as they receive it, they will register it. Then it's on the officer's desk. Well, when they get to it, and then they are approving it and you have it. And after the approval, it takes 6 to 8 weeks to actually get your card and your approval notice. If they requested anything else other than the medical, you could still be called for an interview. Why would a tourist visa get denied? I have like 10 different TikToks on that. Tourist visa can be denied for many reasons. It could be denied because you cannot prove to the consular officer that you are going to return back home. You do not have a steady job, you do not have property, you don't have your financials straight. Perhaps you're, still single, no children. So you really have nothing that would make an officer believe you have reasons to believe you're going back home. So they are going to think that you are a prospective immigrant. What we also see, your tourist visa could get denied if other family members came to the United States and remained here, or came to the United States illegally. It could be that they have a record that shows that you came to the United States, you stayed too long every single time, or you engaged in unauthorized employment and they denied your visa before. So next, they are going to deny your next visa. How long does it take for an adult child to come to the United States from Jamaica? You need to give me more information. Adult child of US citizen, adult child of permanent resident. You need to give me more information so I can help you. That information bulletin. Go to the visa bulletin on the Department of State's website and you put the actual category. Okay, it will tell you how long it's going to take. So remember, when you need to bring someone from abroad, regardless of the country, you have to see one, okay, are they processing cases right now? And the cases are going to be processed in 2 different stages. Well, 3. The I-130 gets processed by USCIS, that's Homeland Security. Then it goes to after approval. So that's the first waiting time. After approval goes to the National Visa Center, which is Department of State. And there they are going to do more processing. There is, again, waiting time. And then you're waiting for a consulate to actually have appointments available for your interview. That takes, again, another wait time. And then at the end, depending on your child's immigration history, if any, they might need to file a waiver, and that takes, again, a lot more time. So it could take anywhere from 2 to 4 or 5 years. How do they choose green card lottery? Computer picks. I'm on an asylum case right now. I have work permit. I'm waiting for green card. I'll buy properties now. It will not help your case at all. It's not going to do anything for you. So if you're on an asylum case, when you say you're on an asylum case, did you just file the asylum? Is your asylum denied and it was referred to the immigration judge? Is your asylum case still pending? Was your asylum approved and you have the actual green card waiting right now? You already applied for the green card? Buying properties will do absolutely zero to your green card. I'm a US citizen. Can I apply for my brother who is 16-year-old? Yes, you can. Assuming you are over 21. How long does a 601A take? A 601A takes over 4 years at this point. If your spouse is a citizen, has criminal record, does it affect the applicant? Bernie, if your US citizen spouse has a criminal record, does not affect your applicant at all, except in one specific circumstance, and that is the Adam Walsh Act. If your US citizen spouse has been convicted or admitted to committing a crime that is considered a sexual offense. All right. NVC approved. How long would it take to get the interview letter? Okay, so NVC, depending on the type of visa. Okay, so assuming if it is only a fiancé visa, you're just waiting for the consulate to book you. Okay, that moves pretty fast. After you are already at the NVC, it really depends on how short-staffed they are at the consulate. The same happens if you are applying for any other type of immigrant visa, okay? Except when you say NCS approved, do you mean NCS accepted your case and you paid the fees, or do you mean you are already documentarily qualified? If you are documentarily qualified, then you actually have to just wait for the interview letter. There is nothing you can do. As soon as the consulate has enough officers to get to your case, they'll get to it, and that's when they are going to call you. Guys, you guys have put the same questions over and over already, and I already addressed most of them. I'm a permanent resident and my fiancé is a citizen. Can I call my sister, mom, and dad from Nepal for my marriage? For my marriage? Yes, you can. Okay, absolutely, you can. The government is going to look at your sister, your mom, and your dad, and individually to see if each of them individually have ties back home in Nepal. And they're also going, if so, then they are going to look at your history and see how you came to the United States. And did you commit a crime in coming to the United States? Did you come illegally or did you overstay your visa? Okay. Assuming all of that, it's okay. And the parents can prove that they are okay financially back home and if they have other relatives back home, then yes, you can ask to get them for the marriage. Your other problem is you have to see how long a visa processing will take back home, okay? Because you might want to plan ahead. How long does it take for a VAWA visa? Are you in the Lila, are you in the United States or are you outside the United States? And when did you apply? Let's see what else. How can he work with his social security card obtained through H-2A visa after overstaying his visa? Here is the thing. If he doesn't have a valid visa right now, okay, him working would be considered unauthorized employment, okay? So theoretically, even though he has a social security card, that social security card actually has a line on it that says it's valid with DHS authorization only. And he does not have DHS authorization because he does not have a valid visa or a valid work permit. So theoretically, he cannot work with that social security number. That being said, once a social security number is issued to someone, it's your social security number for life. All right, let's see what else we have. I have DACA and traveled with advanced parole. My US daughter will turn 21. Can I apply for AOS? Caro, it really depends. That is not an easy case that you should do on your own under any circumstance. It depends on your DACA. It depends on how much unlawful presence you had. It depends on many things. Depends on when you traveled on that advanced parole. Okay, and yes, as soon as your US citizen daughter turns 21, theoretically, you can apply for a green card. That is not the type of case that you want to do on your own, okay? Give us a call, book a consultation, and let's see how we can help you, okay? You've been waiting for so long and you've done as much as you could to do things right. You really don't want to You really don't want to mess it up at this point. Give us a call, okay? How is your daughter turning 21 and you are on DACA? DACA only started in 2007, I think. So 15, 21, I don't know if that's doable. There is something more to your situation, okay? Give us a call. How long does it take for a spouse interview abroad? From beginning of the process to end, from the minute you filed, okay, until you are actually having an interview, okay, it could take anywhere between 3 and 4 years. Depending on the country and the consulate, could actually take longer than that, okay. I get the case since 2018. I applied for my wife. She's in Haiti. So until now, they sent nothing yet. Listen, in Port-au-Prince is very, very slow right now. The consulate in Port-au-Prince does not process any visas. It's a nightmare. It's not just you. I mean, I have people in my firm who are from Haiti and who are trying to get their family here, and it's difficult, okay? We can look at your case. We can look to see if there is anything we can do to expedite. Also, let's see when were you there? Did you see your wife? Do you guys have children together? Let's see what we can do about it, if anything, okay? All right, I only have a few more minutes. Do I have to renew my work permit if my green card is pending and my asylum is approved? Yes, you do. April visa bulletin. What about the April visa bulletin? I'm looking at it right now. What about it? Okay, your stepdaughter, she was only 8 when we got married. Okay, yes. You want to see an immigration lawyer about that, okay? Bernie, I addressed your question. Fancy, your asylum case was administratively closed in 2022. You had DACA and advance parole. Can I adjust? No, because administratively closed doesn't mean the proceedings were terminated. Okay, please talk to an experienced immigration lawyer. You can give us a call. We can try to help with that, or talk to your own lawyer. You already have a lawyer because you got it admin closed, probably. You need the proceedings to be terminated. Administratively closed does not give USCIS jurisdiction over your case, which means you cannot adjust directly, okay? All right, I only have a few more minutes to go because I have something else to do in a few minutes. So let's see what else I can address in that short time. Married 5 years, split after 1 year, didn't file papers, getting divorced now. How soon can I marry again? Oh boy. Okay, Shay, give us a call, book a consultation. Let's talk about that before you get married again. Okay, before you get married again. Now, you were married for 5 years. Was your spouse a U.S. citizen or a permanent resident? Let's talk about that. All right. So you have a son who is 22 years old, okay? You have 30 years in US, deportation in absentia. Okay, I can't even begin to answer all those things because you have a lot of issues going on in your case. Your son can start petitioning for you. Depends on when you were deported. We might be able to do something, but we have to show why you had the in absentia order and why you didn't show up. And you cannot do this on your own, okay? Give us a call. We can try to help you. By the way, our number is 954-466-0070. How long to get a response for pardon from a canceled visa? Martina, I'm assuming that your visa was canceled or refused or revoked. And then you applied for a new one, and then you applied with a waiver. Generally speaking, CBP can take anywhere between 9 and 12 months to respond to that. Filed I-130 to green card a year ago. Now I'm a citizen. How long does it take to get approved? I don't understand. How long does it take for parents' extension answer? Extension of what? All right. These are all the questions I can address today. I'll be back again online on Monday. So we'll talk to you guys then. And if you send me a message to my profile, I have some time over this weekend that I can try to address them for you. Okay. So talk to you guys soon. Good to see you.